Hello. Hello, guys. No, I already have my list. I already selected the people. In the community post, I have, this is going to be the first part. There are some certain groups that I chosen, and then the second part is going to be next Wednesday. Stray Kids is going to be included in there on Wednesday. I do have Nct127, but this, just like the title says, is for K-pop groups. This is not for soloists. This is not for, someone in a specific. It's a live stream for the groups. And I have separated them because I do have a lot of requests. So one live stream, I will not be able to do them all. But there's going to be a part 2 on Wednesday. So it's not like it's going to end here. I'm just starting. I'm just getting started with certain groups. It's just that I have a lot, and I also have a list. So, yes. The way that I'm trying to set up the YouTube studio on my computer, but it's taking forever. And the Wi-Fi, it's on. So this is why I'm looking at this side as I'm talking, because it's taking forever to log in. The page is like, I don't know what is it. It always does this to me, every time I'm in a hurry. Like I have been here, like, like I arrived here with my things 30 minutes ago. So it's not like I just turn on the computer. No, I have been doing this for quite a while. And because I'm upstairs, so I do have to bring a lot of my, not usually for the live stream, there's certain things that I have here that I don't move. But I will tell you, I will tell you the list, Laura. And also it has been raining a bit, and I'm seeing that there could be a storm coming in a few hours, maybe not hours, maybe a couple of minutes, I would say, because of the wind that I'm hearing. So I had to think fast, like, okay, what am I going to bring? Can you guys that you are watching me, can you see everything correctly? Is there a problem with the sound? Let me know, please. I'm using my data today, so there shouldn't be like, like Wi-Fi interruptions. The other day that I did have to restart the live stream a lot of times, actually it wasn't that, I set it up in the wrong way. Actually, there was a cut in the internet connection, not just the internet. I do have a cable in the phone line for my dad. So it's like the whole router, the whole thing was down. That's why, I was having trouble. Thank you, guys. It's just that I want to, set this up so I don't get these random people in here. I don't like it. But Wait that I'm going to set it up. It's just that it's taking forever to upload the page of the YouTube studio. Well, while I'm waiting, I'm going to let you know who I have on my list. I do have I have Treasure, I have a SHINee, Nct127, I have BTS, I have A-Team, Twice, Riize, and New Jeans. New Jeans, or I believe they're still going to be called New Jeans. So yeah, those groups. And these are big groups. These are big names. This is why I separated, I did a mix because this is, very important people, very important groups. And if I do all these strong groups in one go, it's going to be very, it's going to be very tiring for me. So this is why I'm deciding to separate them. One, two, three. Yeah, 8 groups. It's a lot. 8 groups is a lot. For general readings, it's a lot. Yeah, for next Wednesday, I also have a strong list. I have a strong list. That's why I'm separating them, because I cannot do them all at once. It's not the same reading for a person that reading for a whole group. I think that this computer has something against YouTube, YouTube page, because I think that with Gmail and other pages, I don't have that issue. How are you guys in the meanwhile, as we're waiting? How are you? How is your day, your weekend going? It's not that big of a deal, actually. Um, I could just leave it like this, the chat, but I don't know. I don't like it. I like to see familiar faces, or not familiar faces, familiar users, because we are a small community, so I don't need, like for me, it doesn't add up. For me, it's not like, oh my God, like there's people commenting. Like, I don't care. For me, I don't know what it does to the algorithm. I'm sure it does something, but for me, it's like, no, no. It is visually very um, distracting. Yay, finally. And I haven't been using this laptop actually since I stopped studying. I stopped taking courses. Like I usually don't keep that much information in here, so I don't know why is it so slow. But yeah, it's like this. Yes, yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Except I'm on my period, so with my days, so I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable. But it's part of being a woman. So what can I say? I'm sure we all go through this. It's not personal, it's not just me. Mm, yes, it's more on this song, yes. It's more on this side, yeah. Hey, flamingos. Well, let's see if I can. I might start shuffling my cards. Since this is taking forever. Yes, I didn't watch it completely. I did watch certain performances. Yes, I loved a lot of performances. I think that they did great. Just that for me, there's certain songs that I don't know if it's maybe I'm because I'm old. So I don't know. I think that there have been certain songs that have been on TikTok everywhere. Like not just them, doing challenges and people doing challenges. I think that it's more like those kind of songs that have been used as background music for other things, and people talking about it and reviewing it. That when it's the time for the end of the year performance, I'm already worn out. I'm already like I'm sorry, I'm happy that you won an award, but I don't want to hear that song again. Like I'm saturated. I'm saturated with certain songs. Like I don't know what is it. I don't know if it's I think that there's something that this was before TikTok, that there was something unique about the end of the year performances, the end of the year remixes. People used to make like a lot of groups used to make certain remixes or different sounds or different choreographies for these award shows at the end of the year. And now I feel like I already seen it. Like I already seen it, or I already seen it in another award show. So I'm like saturated. And it's not that I don't like the song, uh, but I'm saturated. I don't want to hear it anymore. Like I don't know. I think that it's a me thing. I think that it's something that it has to do with my tolerance. That I don't know. I find myself even like going through the discography of the groups that I like, but from before 2020, like the old music. Like I don't want to call it old, but the previous releases of certain groups that I like. For example, Monsta X. I go back, or NCT. I go back, to I don't know, 2016, 2017. Those are the music that I choose to put on my playlist, and I have fun. I have fun. Like my ears are like, wow, yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah, yeah. You like to go. You like go. Yes, the song. I feel exhausting watching K-pop these days. It's no longer relaxing. Yeah, it's like for me, I feel it like it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, I was talking to my friend, to my army friend. I was like, maybe it's a me thing, that maybe because of my age. I don't know. I feel saturated. I feel saturated. um, I find it like there's certain things that about K-pop that I'm not enjoying anymore. Like it's not the same, and I know that the groups are doing their best to bring something new and to entertain people, but um, I don't know. I think that it's not that there's lack of hard work. Actually, it's the opposite. I think that they are more like perfectionists. But that's the thing, I think that I miss, when the groups, they didn't feel that pressure of having to be perfect or having to be like, politically, I don't know how you say it, like politically correct. Like you have to be an ace, or you have to be a great person, a great human being, uh, and you have to have ideals, and you have to have like I think that I'm like, wow, that's a lot. Um, I remember when idols used to be very goofy, not offensive, but they used to be very goofy. They used to be able to goof around, and people wouldn't go crazy about it. Now there's a lot of expectations on idols. They have to know about everything. They have to be, because, yeah. Mm. Yes. Yes, if you go around now, people go crazy over normal stuff. Yes, I did. Vivi, yes, I love Vivi. I love Vivi. Actually, it's been a while since she released something, right? Because I know her release, but could it be that it's been a while, like a few months since she released something new? Or am I mistaken? No, change. That's it. Yes, it's unique and it's very sexy. And she's so nice. She's so goofy also. I like her. I like her. Like she can be sexy, but she can also be cute and creepy. Creepy in the way that, you know, if you see her style or sometimes, you know, her comments about, you know, about what it feels like to be a woman. You know, it's like don't let them get comfortable with thinking that they know you. Like they can put you in a box. Like, oh, she's the cute one. Or oh, she's the sexy one. Or she's like, you know, the sweet one. She's like this tiny little thing. She's fragile. No. Oh yes, I really hope K-pop groups produce more albums and not just CD. I was watching Jungkook's NCT Jungkook's song Sugar. Sugar is it? I like it. It's giving me vacuum. Is maybe it's because Sugar, you know, vacuum has a song that is called Candy. So you know how they all go: candy, sweets, food, beverage, sauces. I don't know. They always talk about these things in the K-pop. I don't know why. How they do to let's just a candy or something sweet. But he is a great vocalist and also a performer. He's amazing. He done amazing with the little time that he has left because he has to enlist very soon. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's Jungkook. It's perfect. It's like he knows what to do. He did great. It's just that it feels short. It feels like a small glimpse of what he can do. It's like they gave us a preview of what he can do before he goes. So I don't know. I don't know why SM does those things. I don't know. But I'm just with the SM this year. I'm already fed up. So I don't even want to start like questioning and trying to find answers when we already know. You know, especially if you stand in an SM group, you already know. You already know. Yes. Look at my hair, it's all frizzy because there's a lot of humidity and also I did wash it last night. So it's all frizzy. And look at this. It's all like wild. Like it doesn't have a shape. It's not straight nor curly. It's but it's clean. It's clean. But about K-dramas, the same thing happened to me. Like I'm slowly like walking away from K-dramas. I'm starting to watch more like C-dramas, even though the C-dramas, they are so long. Why do they have so many episodes? Like I try to keep up, but probably it's going to take me like 4 months to finish a C-drama because I don't have the time. I don't have the time nor the discipline. For me, it's a whole achievement to be able to finish one C-drama episode in 2 days. But I do enjoy them. Once I catch, what it's about, especially because some of them have a lot of mystical, spiritual, even. There's one that is like a romantic C-drama that I love personally. Is it The Best Love? No, The Best Thing is a C-drama. It's on YouTube. It's called The Best Thing. If you want to watch it, it's great. No, I do have to search for it. What was it, the name? Draculaura, I know you said it on Discord, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to look for it. See, that's something that I do. I know that I have to look for it, and then I forget. The other day, I started one that is called, I believe, Love on the Turquoise Island. I believe it's like this. Love in the Turquoise Island is good. Yeah, I do love that. I do enjoy that more than romantic rom-coms or people in high school, being in love forever and then separated. Like, oh, those things. I'm like, I'm not that romantic, honestly. Like I try because sometimes it's good to watch romantic dramas. It's really good because it's fantasy, so it's good. It's good for your mental health, and it's not good when you start to believe like, oh, that's true. They really feel that for each other. But to get the inspiration is nice, and especially in my case that I do watch a lot of thrillers and horror. So I do need to balance. Also, there's something, especially in K-dramas, when they do have a lot of revenge plots. Also, the revenge plots is getting a bit on my emotional system. Like I'm like, even though I do love the actors, for example, I could have started The Manipulated, that Ji Chang-wook and EXO is in it, and I know that they have great reviews, but honestly, I can't just go through that roller coaster of emotions, because I do deal in my real life. I do have to listen to a lot of stories, people in pain, people having troubles, people experiencing a lot of harsh things in life, so I cannot watch content that is all about, like these strong emotions of like, oh, they done me wrong, I want to revenge. It's like sometimes I have to put that genre away, and yeah, maybe something mystical is better. The Shadows Age. Thank you. The Shadows Age. Thank you. Yeah, talking about whom I'm going to do a reading. 17 Stray Kids, they're all included in the second part, so don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's not that I'm forgetting about them. For today, I'm going to mention it again. I do have Treasure, SHINee, Nct127. I have BTS, A-Team, Twice, Riize, and New Jeans. Okay. Yeah, you know, sometimes I'm like, why? I always am like wondering, like, you know, what to watch. I'm like, I want to watch something, but then I forget that some people, they do give me recommendations, you know. I swear, this is why this. I'm doing this in a very general way. You know, I'm including different groups because I don't want to stay, you know, in a lot of energies. This is why I'm choosing them. Like, there's very few groups because their energy is a lot. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. This is going to be general. I'm not going to go that much into details. But yeah, let's wish them for the best for all of them. We know that probably 2026. I think that first, before I start reading for the groups, I should pull cards for how is going to be 2026 for K-pop in general, like I did last year. For the K-pop scene. Let's start with that. I was forgetting. I was forgetting that I do have this intro. I was forgetting. I almost forgot. Okay. Okay. 2026 for the K-pop scene, for K-pop in general, how they're going to do in 2026. Let's see. Okay. For the K-pop scene, for K-pop in general, we start with the 4 of Wands. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Wands. And we have the card of relief. So definitely, it feels like in 2026, there's going to be like more excitement, a lot of fun, a lot of celebrities. Well, there could be a lot of celebrities / celebrations. A lot of happy comebacks, a lot of winning, a lot of like, you know, very special events being celebrated. Like everything about K-pop will be celebrated. It's somehow like bringing back, you know, probably fun times, you know, like including, because, you know, this is something that I noticed. And I noticed this on myself as well as a K-pop fan, that this year has been I felt like the audience felt a bit like grumpy, more like on a negative, like seeing what is lacking and not what you have available, or not appreciating certain artists not appreciate, or maybe not being able to see, the glass half full. You see it more like, half empty, or like, oh, they don't have this, or I don't like this. So I did feel like today, this 2026, it had felt like, the audience felt very like bittersweet about K-pop. It's like, oh, I'm happy we got this, but I'm not. It's not that, I love this, honestly, if I'm being honest. And I think that there's a lot of celebration coming. There's a lot of like straightforwardness from the idols, being able to show themselves more, being able to go out more, and just bring this entertainment, I would say, bring like them getting out of their comfort zones, or, just like celebrate. It's just that I have the Five of Pentacles in here. And I'm like, what are they covering? Because there's a lot of like exposure. There's a lot of like I mentioned at the beginning, celebrities and celebrations, and maybe, idols hanging out with famous people and collaborations, and everything is so fancy, and everything is so fun, and everything is so new. But in the middle, I have the Five of Pentacles. So what I can say about K-pop in 2026 is that even though they try to sort of show you that they are having the time of their lives, that they, are so happy doing what they love, the Five of Pentacles in the middle is like, probably when it comes to sales, or when it comes to their economy, they're not doing very well. They're just, probably in 2026, they're going to try to disguise it. Disguise that maybe there's money missing, there's money lacking for a lot of people, not just for, certain groups, for a lot of people. There's a lot of like, probably unfinished, lawsuits, unfinished, paperwork, unfinished payments. But, we have the card of relief. So I think that there's going to be an evolution, definitely. This that they're trying to bring to the audience is more like, concentrate on the good time that we can give you, or how we can entertain you and make you laugh, make you smile. Just don't get that much involved in our, I don't know, I don't want to say personal issues, but it's more like, don't get that attached to our struggles. Maybe there's something about, the audience sometimes, they have this savior complex. Like every time they hear that, a company is having these losses, or an artist is having that losses, all of them focusing on like, oh, they don't have this, oh, they don't know this, oh, they are lacking in this, because poor them. And actually, it's like they are inviting you to celebrate with them, to celebrate, that they are, that they're bringing the fun. There's something about them just not. I think that also, I think that in K-pop in 2026, you don't have to get that much into like, understand, trying to see what's beneath, the, between the lines. Don't try to guess nor analyze, what is going on. Just enjoy the show. Enjoy the show, because you probably are going to have a lot of groups touring, a lot of groups going out. And there's going to be a sense of probably K-pop getting more exciting in 2026 than it was before, or it was in these prior years. That the mood, it feels very like I love this, but I'm not 100% entertained. So there's going to be a relief. There's going to be a new wave of emotion and a lot of fun, honestly. I think that there's something about, like I mentioned, we were chatting about this before I started, something about, we want more authenticity. We want more idols having fun. We don't want perfection from the idols. We just want, to see them, being authentic and just being, it's not about them being themselves, because you will never I think that being an idol is already like a role where, you know, it's not. I think that it's healthy for artists and celebrities and people that have exposure to keep a side of themselves, you know, hidden, and just not show everything. You know, do not reveal everything, because actually the public don't want to see everything of you. So just, you know, measure how much you share, because it can you know, it can get ugly. You know, um, there's a bit of hypocrisy in, you know, people being like, oh, but we want to see the real you. No, you don't. No, you don't. The other day I was watching a TikTok that I was like, oh my God, I was tempted to comment, but then I was, no, 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 and then I eliminated it from my feed. But I don't know if there was this. I believe this was like a Korean girl. I believe she said in other TikToks of hers that she maybe used to work for idols or with idols. So she was like answering people's questions. Like, if you have any questions about what it's like to be with, you know, next to them or around them or work for them. So people started asking questions, you know. And I only got this video that it was like, the question was like, not the question, because the person already had like their own inside information. I don't know. They said, in their question, in their paragraph, they expressed that there was someone that said that idols locker room, or idols, like, you know, their backstage room, where they rest, that it stink, that it stank, like it was smelly because they sweat a lot. So if it was true that idols smell, that idols stink. And and this person was like, well, very kind, you know. She was like, well, this is like a very awkward, like, she didn't say awkward, she said like unhinged. I love this kind of unhinged questions. And oh, it's because, you know, they do sweat a lot in concerts, so yes, but it's not like that, but it's normal. And I was like, what kind of question is this? Like, I know that there's something that I'm like, okay, I understand, because probably these are very young people that they don't know much about what it's like living with a man. Or if they have brothers, like older brothers or younger brothers, if you don't if you have it if you had interactions with men, you somehow know how they smell. So I think that these people are like sort of implying that idols are like a different kind of race, that they are like a different kind of human, that they just don't smell. And if they sweat, you know, their sweat is odorless. I think that's that's just very unrealistic, honestly. Like, I know that they are like, no, because Korean don't. Everyone smells. Everyone. So they may have a system. They, of course, like we all do, especially when you have to work in public and interacting with public, even if you're sweating. You do have to take certain measures. You do have to wear like a good deodorant, or you have to, you know, perfume. I know I don't think that they use that a lot of perfume, but you do have to, you know, watch out for that. You cannot have like, you know, sort of like the sweat marks, you know. I'm sure they have also their precautions so it doesn't stain, you know, the fabric of their shirts. It's a whole business, of course, that is going to be very well, you know, um, organized, and they have people working for them to take the sweat away from them. They even, you know, you've seen videos of you have a staff that they're like, but if you go into their private room that is locked, there's doors, and I'm sure that if those people take their shoes off, there's going to be a smell. So, and it's normal, this is what I was like, why do you think that? And I'm like, and if they do, what is it for you? Like, what is it for a fan to be like, oh, they do smell? Do you know how they smell? Oh, they smell like this, So I think that even if they ask you certain questions, it's not that it's just like I think that when a fan or when someone from the K-pop community asks something like this, it's very tricky because there could be people that they are like, oh yeah, I stood next to this idol that was sweating and he smelled really bad. So this is why sometimes, when they ask these questions, is like you're asking like, why do you want to know? Like, what is the purpose of your question? Is to know if they're human? Like, it's the same as if asking if they go to the bathroom. They go just like we all do. But people are just so weird. Like I have no, I'm sure these are very young people that they ask this, because there's no way you cannot, like, oh. There was a video of, hey, Charlino, there was a video of a girl being surprised idols. Yeah, that's just, I'm like, those people get on my nerves, because I'm like, how can you be like that? Like, I understand if they are like anime characters, if they are like animation, if they are like, animation, I guess you could be surprised by what you see, being like, oh my God, there's a picture of them in this. And that's like, like a private version of this image or picture that I didn't see of them. But about human behavior, it's like, what? I don't know. I think that I'm like, are you okay? I always thought they just want to buy the same perfume. Guys, we all sweat. They sweat. Of course they sweat. They just must have like really good, I'm sure they have really good technology to, prevent, the odor and all those things. But they are men. At the end of the day, they are men. And I'm not saying that, oh, because they're men, but men have a strong odor. And women, we can also sweat, and have odor. It's just that we wear more like perfume scented kind of, lotion and all those things. But we do smell. And also, if you think about a sort of like a locker room, or like, a room that is closed, and you go in there to take your shoes off, or you go in there to take, if you sweat, you change your shirt. Like, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting mix of smells. Yes. And surprised that men act like men. Yeah, they are men. They are men. There's a lot of, there's a certain moments in K-pop, interactions, especially with women that they are like interviewers, or they are just people that they are not so familiar with. They are not staff. They are not, and they change. If you see the interviews, they are polite, of course. They are not being creeps, of course not. But their whole body language changes when they are in front. Also, men are obvious. Men are obvious about, what they like or what they don't like. They are very obvious. It's just that, I think that for an idol, a woman or a man, there are certain rules and etiquettes. You cannot act like a creep. Actually, you cannot be like this if you are someone that you are like, having these social interactions, or you're trying to promote something. You have to be civil. You have to, have manners. You have to be pleasant, but not too pleasant, or friendly, but not too friendly. Like, I don't know. I'm not an idol, but I've always had, interactions with people, and also, important meetings with influential people, and you have to sort of set, like, an atmosphere, a mood. You have to be. It's not just you being you. And people are going to hire you, or buy your product or your service because it's you and you're so cool. No, you have to have a certain conduct. You have to be civil, like a person with education. Um, and I'm sure that for them, since there's language barrier, there's a lot of cultural differences. If you go to somewhere that you're like, oh, they are very different from me, or you have to get ready. Yeah. Mm. Okay, guys, I'm going to start with the groups. Okay, I'm going to start for Treasure, for the group Treasure. Treasure for 2026. Is Treasure having a comeback very soon? Okay, for them, we start with the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. We have the Four of Cups in the middle. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Six of Cups. And then we have from the Oracle, we have the card of Truth. Truth. So, yeah, probably they are thinking a lot about, because this is like a woman, playing the harp. So, there's something about them probably trying in 2026 to use music to sort of talk a bit more about themselves, about their truth. There's something about them wanting to release this. It's not like a new style, but probably there's going to be something self-produced, or something that is like a personal, a personal creation of some of them, that is going to be very revealing, very like honest to the fans. They start very strong. This is why I'm like, are they having a comeback very soon? Because they have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Chariot. So everything feels very golden, like opportunities, like a lot of money probably. And like the roads are open. It's like 2026 is like welcoming them, like the red carpet is already like laid for them. There's a lot of advances. So it's going to be a very good year, a good start, like a start with a purpose, or a start with a lot of productivity maybe, or content, or a lot of advances in their career. So it's going to start strong. You probably are going to see a lot of content, or a lot of things from them, about them advancing in their career, and you're going to see a lot. But then probably in the middle of the year, or after this huge advance, and a lot of them being active, or them being seen. I don't want to say like seen everywhere, but there's a lot of a lot of movement. But in the middle, I have the Four of Cups. So there could be that after maybe a success, or after them having a good comeback or good results, or, there could be a bit of time to sort of reflect, an invitation to reflection, because I think that in 2026, there's also going to be a time where they're going to review this past work and being like, we want something else as well. We want something else. It's like there's something about Treasure that I think that when it comes to maybe success, or even when it comes to money and sales, they do really good. They do advance a lot. I mean, when they are on the way, or when they are about to launch something, it's always very successful. It's always like, I don't know if it's because the fans are really waiting for them, and they are like, finally, and they have this very like bold attitude. It's like, we are advancing no matter what. This is our moment. Like, no one is taking this from us. But then it seems like once the period of a lot of movement, it finishes, or it's like, okay, it's done, then they get a bit like, okay, what now? What now? Or maybe what the company offers them is a bit like, yeah, it's more of the same. Like, I'm not resonating very much with this proposition. Like, we're being given things, but we want something different. We want something different. I don't know if there's something about money and opulence that they are growing a bit tired of this in 2026. I don't know if there's something about the way they promote Treasure, that they want Treasure to look expensive, or maybe they put a lot of maybe money in production and in what they're wearing, and a lot of brands. And there's a lot of like, I want to say bling bling, but that's not a word of today. But there's probably a lot of opulence, and there's something about the guys being going with the flow of like, okay, I guess this is part of how we do things. Usually the company, probably they put a lot of money, or they try to make it fancy, and they're like, I think that the audience wants more than that. They're sort of getting tired of being like, oh, let's talk about money, or let's talk about how we are so successful. And they want to change that. They feel a bit like sometimes, maybe things feel very superficial. And this is where I'm like with the card of truth. There's something about them wanting to talk about deeper matters, or wanting to release something that it feels more raw, more personal, because they also feel a bit like disconnected from time to time with certain concepts. They're like, yeah, we sang about this before. Like, we had a comeback that it was like, oh yeah, we're the best, and that's the lyric. They're like, everyone is doing it. There's something about Treasure also looking at it and being like, there's a lot of groups that are sort of doing what we're doing. They're sort of, we're sort of mirroring each other somehow, and they want to be different. They don't want I don't know if there's a formula that they give Treasure that they also are giving it to other groups, and they are starting to see the comparisons, and they're like, we are not the same. We are Treasure. Like, we can do better. We can be different. We have ideas, and we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Six of Cups. So I think that they are going to work really hard into, probably trying to give the fans more content, or more self-produced songs that is more about, that it feels more raw, that it feels more like motivation, but also it talks about, their vulnerabilities, or maybe, their past also. There's something about them also addressing the past, or maybe even taking influence from, the groups of the past. This is not about them, grabbing something that someone else did from the past, but maybe the style is going to feel very retro. But they're going to be very excited about this because they're going to get involved. They're going to get involved, but it's going to feel more masculine as well. You know, there's something about them being like, you know, we probably because they are maturing. So there's something about them. It's like we don't want to sing these things that the kids sing these days. We want to differentiate ourselves. We are a bit bored. We are a bit bored of the same, like, you know, oh, money, 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 like, oh, like, stop. You know, and let's face the truth. You know, they are so talented. They have so much. They have so much ideas, and they have so much to talk about. They have so much truth that they are like, we are grateful for all the opportunities, but like, can you give us something different? You know, can you give us something that you know, that is not like something that others have been saying in their lyrics, because they are not impressed. They want something else. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's how I felt. Yes, money and bling bling. This is why I wanted to say. I know bling bling is like an old concept, but it is. When I saw the Ace of Pentacles, I was like, wow, a lot of money in there, like a lot of expensive things, you know. And I think that a lot of new groups are doing that as well. So they are like, you know, yeah, when we did it, we took it because it was the way to go. But now that you're part of the industry for so many years, like, we want something different. We want to differentiate ourselves. We have the creative power. We can do something different. Money and Bling Bling is very much the YG personality. All of the groups have. Them wanting to change, there would be a breath of fresh air. Yeah. And also there's something about the men, you know, the Ace of Wands is like, they have a lot of, like, probably the guys, like, if there's like a leader or if there's other people that they are creative themselves, they have a lot of masculinity and they have a lot of like authority, I would say. Like, they could have, you know, this honest talk with the company and be like, we want to do something different. Probably they would be more listened to than, and also I think that there's going to be a change, probably also in YG. You know, they have a very old system and they have to change it, and maybe, you know, these guys are going to bring, you know, are going to state the truth that maybe they are bored. You know, they're bored of the same concept. They're like, you know, everyone is talking about it. We don't want that again. We done it. When we had to do it, we done it. We sing with it. But now, you know, it's been a while, so let's change it up. Let's change it. Like, let's evolve, please. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue with SHINee. 2026 for SHINee. A very transformative year for SHINee. Yeah, a lot of changes, but also there's a lot of sensitivity. There's a lot of intuition, a lot of intuitive members, intuitive decisions. So, yeah. Okay, High Priestess for SHINee. Six of Wands. We have the Death card in the middle. We have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Nine of Swords. And then we have, yeah, practical intuition. Practical intuition. I mean, I think that they are going to do well. It's just that probably at the beginning of the year, you know, with the High Priestess and the Six of Wands, there's like there's an achievement, or there's like winning or a triumph. But with the high priestess, it's like, could it be that they win something, but they are absent? Like not all of them go to receive an award or to receive a recognition. Like, I feel like there's something about them being very quiet about their success. Um, and also I feel like they also don't like, there's something about exposure as a group. I'm talking about as a group, that they probably are being very selective in 2026 about like, what are we going to do, how are we going to present ourselves, how are we going to show ourselves. Because there's certain people, this is why I have the high priestess and I have the six of wands. There's certain people that they are doing very well, individually. Then there's others that they are doing well personally. So there's something about them being like, I don't feel the need to have a comeback or to, really put a lot of work. And this is not about them not loving SHINee and being part of SHINee. It's just that there's something about them changing. We have the death card in the middle. So, there's a lot of transformation for SHINee and SHINee members in 2026, and this can affect, them being then appearing as a group, I would say, because there's something about them that it feels very quiet, but also it feels very like, like I'm satisfied with what we have. We are very loved. They don't feel that need to go out and do extra things or extra exposure, with the the 9 of cups, and the 9 of swords. I think that they are very satisfied. They are sort of like trying to also let go of, old terrors, I would say, or fears. There's something about them, being like, we are doing great. We have been doing great for a lot of years, So I don't know. I feel it like they are changing. And of course that the fans are going to be part of this transformation. The fans are going to, be included in this transformation. But I feel it like they will keep it private. I don't know why. I feel it like it's going to be like, when you think about like membership only, when you're like, oh yeah, this is for the fans and I, the fans and us. This is a private matter, a private conversation, a private event. This is not to contribute to the K-pop scene. They are like, we've done our part already. We've done it really well, actually. So I think that they are more like, they're going to still be successful in individual activities, and they are going to be seen here and there, but it's all very, it's like they are not chasing something anymore. Like it's not like they are running like, oh, we have to, compete with fifth gen. Like, no, they are like, no, we don't do that. And also, practical intuition. I feel like their decision making when it comes to the future of SHINee or what they want to do in 2026 is based on intuition. It's how the members are feeling about the times in K-pop, or about how the scene or how everything seems in 2026. If they choose to do something, a comeback, a collaboration, something, content for the fans, is going to be done, with a lot of sensitivity, and is going to be very well selected by intuition. It's not so much like, oh, we are hearing what the company is saying. It's like, no, we feel like now is the moment. We should release something, or we should do this together. But it's all very chill. It's all very like water. It all feels very like, I'm not in a rush to prove something. Like, I don't want to be number one. We already were number one. So, we just want to be at peace. with our fans, but definitely it's a very wise decision also. It's a very wise decision because they will stay away from the drama. I think that a lot of things have changed and are going to change in the industry. So for a group like them, with their trajectory, it's like, yeah, at this point in our careers, we are very selective about what we do. And if we do something special, it's for the fans only. It feels like a very intimate reunion. Hey, Fluffy. Okay. I'm going to continue with Nct127. Okay, the moon, the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, the Devil, and the Two of Pentacles. And then I have the card of Freedom. Freedom. A lot of choose, a lot of like dual, I think that they will try. I don't know. Why do I feel like, how many members are left of Nct127 if some of them enlist? Because why do I feel like suddenly Nct127 is going to be like two people in charge, like two trying their best to maybe keep the connection with the fans. I think that for some of them it's really important to keep the fans together and everything. But honestly, the problem here is the company. We start with the moon and the Hierophant. That for me is the company card, but it could also be, them enlisting, some members enlisting, so there's something about, you have to follow the rules, you have to go and do, your civil duty, you have to be responsible, you have to follow the rules. But for me, this is SM. And honestly, probably in 2026, SM is going to keep messing up. Is going to, when it comes to Nct127, I think that they don't know what they're going to do with Nct127. They literally are in the dark about Nct127, and they probably don't want to deal with Nct127. They will probably, I don't see a hiatus. Definitely, I don't see a hiatus. But I think that there's something about SM being a bit not so clear, or maybe, creating a very weird, doubtful, even suspicious action towards when it comes to Nct127. Like people asking, oh, what about Nct127? And then be like, oh, we have no confirmation. We don't know. And then, this is why, because of the company being this, sort of being very fishy. Like always, we have the Two of Cups in the middle. So I can see someone, probably this could be Taeyeon, this could be him as a leader, trying to reinforce the bond, strengthen the bond with the fans and be like, guys, we are okay. We are still doing this content, but why do I feel like it's him and another one and maybe another one, but it's going to be top, max 3 people when it comes to Nct127 content or things. But definitely there's someone that wants to keep the bond alive. Maybe it's not comeback, but it's like, collaboration. And it's still like, it's about Nct127 or it's Nct127 members. But it feels like it's more like the members trying their best to keep Nct127 name, alive. Because we have the devil and we have the two of pentacles. So it's very funny that they got the card of freedom when you have the devil in here. Because the devil is like, no freedom. You are attached to me. You are attached to my rules. You are attached to my regulations. I'm restricting you. So, I mean, it's going to be a very doubtful year. Like I said, a lot of doubts, a lot of like here and there, but what is it? I think that some members will try their best to, give content or just keep the fans entertained, or just, maybe, release solos, or I think that it's more about collaboration. This is why I have a lot of twos in here. So it's like, okay, me and this member, we are going to have our own content and music and activities, so you guys don't miss it. But it feels like very, like very few people, like not, of course, that there's no way we are going to have all the members of Nct127 because, they are starting to enlist. So, and there's two gone. So, and maybe the other two, when we think about Mark Hechan, they are also tied to their own responsibilities with Dream. So, it's like they can do their best, but, they also have their responsibility elsewhere. So I will read for Dream Wednesday, but today is Nct127. So I feel it very unstable. I feel it like even they will try their best to show, to adapt to whatever they have available. I think that I can see even some members, taking the lead, without asking the company for permission. It's like, telling the company, like, don't give me anything. I will do it myself. Like, I will record this myself on my own, or I will, collaborate with someone. Even I will go and just collaborate with someone of another company. So you don't move. We will not bother you. Like, I will not ask you for anything. I will handle myself. This is why we have the card of freedom. There's something about, like, I don't know if this should be like freedom, more like I'm alone, loneliness. Like, like I'm like, no one is answering for me. So I guess I have to, maybe for Utah, this could be freedom because, he would have, his own activities elsewhere. So for him, it's a great opportunity of being like, okay, but yeah, it's going to be very like here and there, but just, yeah, I think that it's maybe two people that are going to sustain Nct127. But yeah, guys, I think that this is, even though, there's SM is always messing up, but they are enlisting, so, it makes sense. It's not something that it's all SM fault. Like I said, for me, this is the company card, but this could also represent the institution, the military, like somehow it's like, yeah, it's bringing instability to the group because, they have to go. They have to go. Not all of them, but they have to go. And their absence will be felt. So maybe 2026 for Nct127, I can see one or two members standing out, but not more. Why is it like this? I swear, like every time the cards are like, they have no idea what they're going to do with Nct. They are so in the dark about them. They don't even know. I remember I had a reading. I think that it was before Taeyeon enlisted that I read for Nct127, and I was like, the company doesn't even know what talents, like the talents that they possess in there. They don't even know how to manage it because they are like, oh yeah, this group, this member knows how to do this, and the other one has this talent, and the other one is trained for this. Yeah. Whoever is in SM, they have no idea who NCT members are. I don't know what happened in there, but they are so clueless about them. They're like, who are these people? Tell me again, please. They don't even read their files. I'm sure they have their files, but they don't even read it. They are like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they even like, mix their names or something like this. Oh, yes, I have to read for I will read at the end. At the end, if I have time, I will read for the companies. The big three, the big four. Okay, yes. Okay, I will do this. Okay, guys, I'm going to change my mic just in case. I feel my lips so dry. Okay, guys. The moment is here. Finally. I'm reading for BTS for 2026. Let's see. Okay. For BTS, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. And we have the card of understanding. So yes, they will have to be very understanding. I'm like, why are these two women in here? First of all, why are these women in here? I have one that Queen of Cups, it could be, someone very tolerant, compassive. But then I have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this is someone that is very rooted to the earth and the material things, very ambitious, very materialistic, I would say, not so positive, very stubborn. In the middle, we have the Knight of Swords. So could it be they are going to have a certain issue with these two women in here? It could be women in power. It could be women that are important, definitely because they are queens. They are not like the regular page. They are important. It's just that one can be, very sweet and even naive, and the other one is very is older and is much more experienced. And I see them just being very reactive towards these women. There's something very I think that there's something about BTS having to somehow fight the women in their lives. Like, and I know that it sounds very like, oh my God, like, but I think that it's not about fight, because the Knight of Swords is not like, I'm going to fight you physically. It's more like I'm going to set certain boundaries, or I'm going to tell you to your face, certain things that you need to know. Like, I want you to stop. Or I want you to hush. Like, I will not tolerate your BS anymore. So I think that this is about two women, or women energy, that they feel very entitled around BTS or about BTS. Very strong feminine energy. Either it's people that they really love them, women that they say that they love them, or the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is like, I'm investing on you, so you better do this for me. So I think that 2026 is a year where they will have to put the feminine energy in their lives. They're going to have to put them in their places. Like, somehow, be very straightforward and very blunt and very honest, and just let them know. Like, shout it to their faces. Let them know that they cannot act like this anymore. Because it's like the guys in 2026, I think that they're going to be sharper than, the sharpest that they ever been. Even there could be like a diss track, like rap and just very hard and underground, kind of like, I'm calling you out on this song. And like, I'm sorry if I have to be this aggressive with you, but this is the only way that you can get it, that you can listen to the message, because you haven't been listening. You haven't been paying attention. So I have to be like this. I have to be like this. I have to be fast, quick, and intelligent. And unapologetic, of course. Not backing down. Not being like, oh yeah, I didn't mean what I said. No. The Knight of Swords definitely is like, let's clear the air. Let's clear certain confusions, because I think that these feminines or these people are very confused about BTS. They think that they have the control over them, and no. And even they call love, like this love that they have, they call it control. Like, they call it love and it's control. That's what I want to say. And I think that is ending. In 2026, it's ending. It's ending. So there could be like, certain, like, this feminine energy here trying to manage or trying to get involved in decision making about the guy's future. And the guy's being like, no, we are not doing that. So if you don't like it, there's the door. You can go. But they are going to be very quick in response. They are going to respond very quick and fast. And it's going to come from them. It's not going to be like, no, a manager said, or this person said, or I think that in a message they implied that, no. It's going to be very, very straightforward. Like, we are done. We are done with you guys. We are done. And then I have the 10 of Pentacles and I have the 5. So is this going to impact certain, stability or material stability? Yes. When sometimes fans are like, we need a cleansing, we need a cleanse in the fandom. I think that this is what is going to happen. You need these people out. Just, detox. Clean the air. Clean the air. You don't need them. You don't need them. Because the 5 is like, yeah, we could have our 10 pentacles and act another year, act as if we are like, well, we are a happy family, we are this, a stable community, we have this, and it's like, but it's not worth it. If they are not with us, if they are not really like, if they really don't want our happiness, we cannot have the. I rather lose than sustaining this reality. They are tired. And I'm sure that they know what is going on. Probably we don't know all the things that this feminine energy or these women, because this could be bigger than two women. But I think that these are women with power, or women that they say that they love them. And there's a lot of manipulation, and they are done. And I think that this is something that specifically is going to happen in 2026, because maybe, the guys want to release something, or they want to do a certain style or something, and people are against this. The people, the women, or this group of women, or these influential women, they want the guys to do what they say. It's like, oh, we want you to have, what about this for the comeback? And they're like, we didn't ask you. Like, we are the group. You are not part of the group. We are the group. 7 members. No women involved. So, it's about boundaries. So it's going to be like a cleansing. There's going to be losses. Yes, there's going to be. But it's necessary. It's like, reviewing your foundation. What are you sustaining? And I think that honestly, seeing the 10 of Pentacles and seeing the 5, there could still be issues with their money. I said this when no one listened to me. No one came back to my reading that I did. I did a video. I did a live stream for BTS. Individually, I read for them when all of them came back from the military. When all of them were back as BTS, I read for them. Then I pulled cards for the group, and I said, "There's losses in here. There's material losses. Someone is stealing from them." And then, certain things happened. But no one came back and told me, oh, no one said anything. And I think that in 2026, they could still be affected. Like someone is stealing from them. I said it, like there's money missing. And this is not about Hybe. This is about BTS. This is why the situation, the moods, their moods, it feels so like, so feisty, so like I want to go and fight them all, because they have been very patient ever since they came back. Is bad news after bad news after bad news after bad news. Losses. There's personal losses of them. And I think that they're still going to, deal with this, or this issue is going to still be brought up in 2026. Because, this is why when I read for them a couple of months ago in June, I said, someone is touching their money. And, the guys went through a lot. They came back, and their whole economy is changing. Their whole numbers is changing. Like, what is going on? So, yeah, this is like a violation to their trust. It's not just about money. So this is why probably in 2026, it feels like they're going to be very much on, like survival mode, because it's not like people are going to attack what they're going to do or their comeback. No, but they feel the need to cut some ties. It's like, we are done. We are done. They have so much to say. They have so much to say. they had keep this battle up in here. And then we have the card of understanding. See, at the end, there's something about them being like, I hope the audience understands what we are sharing. I hope that the audience understands what we're doing, But it's time. You know, I think that it also, there's something about BTS always having to be understanding towards other people, disrespecting them. But when it comes to, you know, like, who understands them? You know, so they're like, okay, yeah, maybe we are creating something chaotic. Maybe some people will get mad. Maybe some people will leave. But, you know, we understand. We understand if you don't want to come for this journey anymore, if you don't accept it anymore, we understand. We will go in peace on our way. You know, they're not going to hold anyone hostage. If you don't want to be here, go. But yeah, it has been tough. It's just that they don't say it. But I will stay, I will stay in the panel, no worry. I will stay supporting the voice. I will stay. Okay. I'm going to continue with 18. 18. I believe they just debuted. I know I read for them, but yeah, let's see for 2026 for them. Yeah, they will have to work really hard. The teamwork is in here, so I see it. I see it. There's prosperity for them. There's prosperity for 18. I see it, but they will not be able to relax. 2026 is not a year for relaxing. It's a year that you will have to work extra hard, probably extra hours also. Three of Pentacles, the Magician, 9 of Wands in the middle, 2 of Swords, and Temperance. And then we have prosperity. So yes, the first group that in 2026, you're going to see a lot of prosperity for them. A lot of prosperity, a lot of growth for them. I think that there's going to be like golden opportunities for them. But yeah, you know, starting with the 3 of Pentacles and the Magician, yeah, their energy definitely is you know, is very it's very exciting, and it's very much like they have the hunger, I would say, you know, they have the hunger, the motivation, the willpower. They want to go out there and show you know, what they're all about. They are so ready, you know, they have been ready for forever, I would say, poor guys. So, you know, they have this initial energy that they are like, let's go, let's do that, show them what we got. We are the best. And they are so ready. They are so ready to entertain. They are so ready to show you the talent that they possess, because they are so talented, or they have, this mercurial ability of being able to do a lot of things, being able to show you different sides of themselves. They are truly entertainers as well, and they're not shy at all. They will go and sign up for whatever they have to do. The Three of Pentacles is like they have a great teamwork, and you're going to see it in 2026. There's a lot of investment in teamwork in this group. They know that there's probably a member that is like the ace. There's one that is the one that steals the attention, I would say, but their teamwork, it's so is so good that they are like, yeah, we know he's the best, or we know that he's the celebrity, or that he's the famous one, or that he was famous before us, or that he has more followers. I don't know. It's just that he's so charming. He's so charming, and he's really good at networking. He probably has a lot of, like, not just fans. He probably has like other celebrity friends or something like this. He's doing really well. He's doing really well for himself. But the Three of Pentacles is like probably because of him and because of his influence, the group also is having more opportunities to shine. So they all benefit from this. So the teamwork is like, yeah, if he wants to have the spotlight, we will give it to him. I think that they're so ready. They're so ready. They're so hungry. There's something about them being like, we want to be there. We want to be in the spotlight. Just give us the possibility. We will work very hard. And they will. They will. I don't know if it's the choreographies or if it's, the amount of things that they will be doing, but there's a lot of things to do. There's going to be a moment where they're going to feel a bit overwhelmed by all the things that they will have to do. But it's part of the business, so, they will endure it. They are young, they are passionate, they know what they sign up for. So this is not like, oh my God, I didn't know this was going to happen. They can feel a bit saturated from time to time, be like, oh, this is a lot, especially because I think that the audience is also hungry for them. Maybe the audience is like, give us more, we want to see you more. And they're like, okay, here we go. But they have it under control, definitely. Then they will come down. We have the Two of Swords and we have the Temperance. So then there's this sort of them being like, how do we sustain this? Because definitely there's a lot of work, and probably there's a lot of interaction with them, and also probably the fans. So it's a bit draining. To always be like so hyped, or so funny, or so always like being in a good mood, and always being funny and witty and dancing all the time, and just performing all the time probably. But they will be able to find. They are very intelligent. Probably they are media trained, so they know how to find the balance. When they feel like probably they remember that he's stressed already, or he's a bit worn out already. Move to the side. I will take it. I will take your spot. I will do it. The Temperance is also them probably calming themselves down. As the year progresses, they will start to breathe a bit more, relax a bit more, because they will start with this high energy of, we want it all, we want to be everywhere, we want to participate and talk to people. And then, as the time passes, they will start feeling the weight. But then at the end, with the Temperance, there's something like, guys, slow down with the intensity. No one is going to take that spot away from you. So you can breathe. You're safe. You are doing great. 2026 is going to be a great year for them. It's just that they feel so responsible for keeping the fans always fed. You know, I know that I mentioned about hunger, being hungry, and now I'm talking about food. Like I'm talking about the fans being fed, you know, and I don't know if it's because they feel responsible. They feel like, you know, the fans waited a long time for us, or they were hungry. They were starving a lot of years for us because, you know, we couldn't do this, or we couldn't deliver this, or this was postponed. So they feel very responsible. They feel like, you know, I cannot stop now. This is our year. This is our moment. We have to take it. Also the competition, of course. But then, you know, as they start to sort of get the feedback, they will also calm down because maybe, you know, they are going to learn that they don't have to be that, you know, energetic all the time. That you can slow down. You can be chill. The fans will love you anyway. You know, you can slow down with the um, excitement, I would say. I don't know if they are loud, if they move a lot, but they are super energized, I would say. But there's something about them having a lot of ideas and having a lot of things, and they are so involved also. But then there comes a moment when it's a lot, and you will not be able to sustain that kind of energy. So you better also show the fans that, you know, you have a soft side, that you have a concept, or that you have a style that is also about healing. It's also about being okay. It's also about being balanced. It's also about, you know, them also maybe going from energetic concept to a concept that is much more like romantic, or that is all about, you know, transformation. It's all about being okay. It's all about recognizing your doubts. You know, there's something about them also probably talking about their doubts, their insecurities, and connecting with the audience. But they are so connected with the audience. It's just that they probably are very grateful and they don't want to stop. This is the reality. But yeah, prosperity is in there. So I don't know about numbers or anything, but they're doing great, and they're going to continue doing great in 2026. Prosperity is with them. I think that is K. There's something, I don't know much, but I don't know why when I was reading, I got the energy of K. Maybe it's the other one. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to continue with Twice. Twice for 2026. They got the strength card twice. Not talking about twice. They got the strength card twice, like the strength message. Okay, for them, we start with the Ace of Swords. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Strength card. And then from the Oracle, we also have the card of Strength. So yeah, I think that 2026 is a year for them to, they are very resilient. They are very resilient people. I see them very communicative. Like there's something with all these sorts that they are trying to advance. But I think that there's a lot of like communication. Maybe they will release certain statements, or they will let people know, okay, this is how we're going to do things. I don't know why I feel like probably more than physical, them being physical in a place, is more like virtually. Maybe them creating content on the internet, or just having fan signs, but they are like through, through the phones, through the apps. It all feels very like they will still be, active, but it feels more like the internet is going to be involved, or, the communication. And I see some of them traveling, but honestly I think that it's more like three people that in the group that they will stay together, promoting something initially at the beginning of the year. We have the Ace of Swords and the Three of Cups. So there's something about, I don't know if Misamo is going to have a comeback. I know that these are like, the unit of the three Japanese members. So it could be, the announcement of them, maybe releasing something new. Because we have the Seven of Swords in the middle. So there's something about, Twice as a group, as a whole. I think that they are sort of trying to somehow occupy, certain activities with certain members, but I don't feel like, I don't see yet the whole, then later in the year we can, if they're going to have a comeback, we can, check this out if they are having a comeback, all of them. But I think that there's a bit of like, they're sort of trying to escape a bit, and each member do their thing, not individually, because they could do things as units, but it's more like I'm sort of taking my break. I don't see a break here. I don't see a hiatus. But there's something about, while these three members go here, I will take my chance and I will go over here to travel and do what I want to do, or create what I want to create. And then after they are done, I'm going to do this another thing. And they are sort of like evading certain responsibilities, but it's more like, it's because we want to give each other time. We don't want to go on hiatus, but at the same time, we are taking turns, because as a whole group, I feel like they need change and they need time, and I think that they are so stubborn that it's really hard for them to rest, because they feel very responsible. So it's like, let's just, get one member here and the other one here, and let's give the opportunity to this one, and let's move around like this. But it all feels like, you will not be able to catch all of them. It's more like three here, one here, the other one here, but yeah, the Six of Swords and the Strengths. So definitely changes are coming for Twice as a group, and they are working on this. I think that there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of changes coming, but they are going strong. They have the Strengths card twice, so they are a very resilient group. It's just that maybe they are trying to buy time. There's something about them trying to buy time, maybe for rest. Them trying to, if you have a member that they need to have these, personal moments, to do something for themselves, it's like, okay, you take these 2 weeks and I will go over here and create this. They are taking turns. It feels like this. About individual projects, I don't see someone standing out. I feel like more like units. But yeah, everything, it's all about content. It's all about, like, if you guys want to know something about Twice, the girls will let you know. But could it be that they are avoiding the company? Could it be that they are avoiding, like, going back? I don't know why I want to say, like, going back to JYP. not JYP the building. It feels like, it's like, oh yeah, we will go here, and then the other one will go here, but it's like we will collaborate with anyone, but it feels like I don't want to be stuck in JYP. I don't want to be in the building. It feels all like, okay, either I'm traveling, or we are traveling, or I'm going somewhere to meet my relatives, but they are taking turns to help each other out. So it's not that obvious, so it's not that obvious, but it feels more like Catch Me If You Can, something like this, like them being very mischievous like this, not wanting to be settled in a place, in a specific place, all of them. But yeah, the strengths also probably is a year that, they have to remain strong. Maybe I don't see challenges, something that they have to face, but maybe, there's something about them, having to work on their strengths and having to invest in them becoming stronger and stronger, whether this is mentally, physically, spiritually. But, the strengths card is like, again, another card that is like, we know you can take it. We know you love your job. We know you guys are so passionate about your job, but you're also human. So, just take it slow. You are strong, but take care of yourself. You know. Okay, I'm going to continue with the groups that I have left. I hope you guys can see me. I hope that you're not seeing me. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm going to continue with Riize. Thank you. Okay. Riize for 2026. Okay, we start with the Ace of Cups for Riize. Ace of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups, the Hermit in the middle. We have the 2 of Cups, and we have the Justice. And then we have the card of Boundaries. So it's very interesting because I think that the cards are showing me that Riize is actually very loved. But there's a lot of love, a lot of people love them. And I think that probably in the start of 2026, you are going to see, I don't know if they're going to release something or if they're going to have a sort of comeback, but it feels like people are so, could it be that they also are welcome in a kind of like community? Like maybe they participate in something that is for the family or is for the community, and I see like a great opening of people's emotions. I mean, like, oh, they're back, or could it be them participating in, like, when they do SM Town, or maybe even them participating with NCT members. We know about Suntaro, and everything. So there's something about people being like, oh, they're back. The family is back together. Like, people getting so emotional by this. Like, if they love them, they will love them more for this. Maybe like feeling like a family reunion, them reuniting with certain members and people feeling so happy inside. But then, just like everything in excess, it's not good. Because, of course, from the Oracle, we already see it. It says boundaries. So what is going on? And also in the middle, we have them as the hermit. So why do I feel like, the more love and attention they get, they feel the need to retreat every time something like this happens? Like, either they are separated all of the sudden, or people are like, yeah, you guys will not engage anymore, or it's not about the hiatus, but it's like, you guys don't say anything, don't talk about this, don't bring this up again. So I wonder if SM, somehow it feels like it's something that SM would do. They put Riize, like, when it's convenient for them. They put Riize, they expose Riize to certain activities and events with maybe other idols, other people, and people are so happy to see them. But then again, we have the hermit in the middle. So somehow they are isolated from the other artists, or they are not allowed to talk that much, to interact that much with other groups. There's something about Riize being separated and being very alone, being isolated, I would say, from even from people of their own company. So I wonder if it's strategic. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if they do this to boost their popularity, to somehow put Riize in a place of, like, you guys are the mysterious ones, so you don't talk that much about things. It's like, yeah, we let you, somehow hang out with others, but then you go back to your own world. And I remember when I read, there was a moment when I read for aespa. And I think that it was someone that asked me about the friendship between aespa and NCT members, NCT Dream, I believe, that people wanted to know if they were friends, if they would hang out. And I actually would see aespa being very much isolated from other groups. And not because, the guys are men, like separating the girls from the guys, and the female trainees for the male trainees. No, it's not about that. I think that there was a moment that also, and I don't know if they still do it, but I think that they do this with aespa as well. They separate them from other groups. It's like, no, yeah, they are from your company, but you don't engage with them unless we tell you that you have to work with them. Then you go and you work with them. But if we don't give you the permission, you don't mix with them. And I think that for Riize, they do this as well. I do see them very, like, isolated, like, and I definitely see that they want to hang out maybe more with other members, or they want to get closer to other colleagues maybe, or to other people. But there's this sense of isolation, like, no, you guys, you just go and practice. You guys, you go and do this. Like, but we prefer that you guys, just to avoid certain misunderstandings and rumors. And we know how things get. So we would prefer for you guys to just be alone. Just be, like, you guys interact with each other only. You don't talk to other people. So I see them very lonely, honestly. In spite of all the love that they receive, I think that there's a moment where they are like, I don't know if it's a company or what, and they're like, okay, that's it, you guys. That's a lot of exposure. Now you go back to your dungeon. But I think that from them, I don't feel like they suffer actually this, because the hermits is also giving me like probably the group is full of introverts. Could it be that they are very introvert, all of them? So there's something about them also being. Remember that when I read, there was a moment a couple of months ago when I read for Riize, and I was like, Riize is giving me the style of this old school, that they would do well with old school concept and timeless concept. That they do feel more mature kind of energy, not like, kids of their age. And I think that mentally they also are like this. They are very organized in their matters. They are very studious. They don't suffer this. They concentrate on getting better and studying and just doing their individual hobbies. They're not like, oh, I'm the life of the party, I cannot wait to get out. No, not at all. They're very organized. Like, it's giving me Capricorn vibes. I don't know why, I remember I said that they remind me of Capricorn energy, a bit of Virgo group, Capricorn, Virgo, earth sign kind of group. Not like, oh yeah, we would prefer if things don't change. Thank you very much. And they are also very professional. It's not like they get on the feelings like, oh my God, why don't you let me go out? They're like, yeah, we don't care. Probably they're very private, and they also have their own people. Like, it's not that they don't have friends, they have their people. So, it's probably that they are not that, just talking to other people. They're like, yeah, it's okay. If we don't participate, we are not dying, to be there. Anyways, they're very reserved also. Yeah, we have the two of cups, and we have the justice. So a collaboration, something with justice. Justice is giving me Libra vibes. You know who is a Libra? Someone is a Libra. So there could be a close recognition. I wanted to say no, like them. No, I don't want to say reconcile, because it's not like the guys like are, they have, this something pendant. I think that the relationship with him is okay. It's just that there's a balance that is going to be restored when it comes to Riize and another group or another association, and then associating maybe with other artists, or I think that they're going to go through a moment of them being a bit hidden, but then they're going to come back to sort of reassure, I would say, their fans that, yeah, they are not in a lockdown, that they are alive, that they are okay, that they don't have issues with others. I think that SM is also very wise in this. They somehow keep them in the dark, and then they get them out, because they are like, well, guys, you have to show everyone that you don't have an issue with this, that you can work well with others, and that your relationships, your friendships, your associations are okay, and we restore balance again. So, but yeah, I think that everything that they do also, if it's a collaboration, it will not be like all over the top. It will be done with respect. It will be done with the right amount of energy. I don't see the Riize members wasting energy. I think that everything feels very measured. This is why it's giving me Capricorn, Virgo kind of energy or kind of group, because everything that they do comes with an order. It comes with certain instructions, and really they are really good to connect. They know how to connect with the audience. They know this. Actually, the cards there's a lot of cups. So they are very emotional about the people in their lives, about the fans, about the music that they create, about what they show to the fans. There's a lot of love. It's not that they are disconnected from the love that they are being given and that they are going to be given in 2026. It's more that probably they are being taken care of. This is the reality. I see them isolating with the hermit, but also with the kind of boundaries. We know what happened in the past. So probably, even if I don't agree with certain decisions that SM has, there's a certain care around, there's certain boundaries around Riize. You know, they cannot be spontaneous as NCT or spontaneous as the other members of other groups that, you know, they had their own trajectory and their own journey. I think that Riize's journey has just started, and it has started with certain, you know, with, I would say, even with people being very aggressive towards them, being very, you know, being very hateful towards them, you know, like when I was talking about the other group, about some people discussing this and saying, oh, it's because we love you, and because I love you, and you're my favorite group, or you're my favorite, and you're my bias. No, you guys are toxic. So I think that there's a certain, like, a certain care, certain boundaries around Riize, that it could seem like, you know, like, oh, the guys cannot go out, or the guys cannot do this, or the guys are MIA, but it is a sort of protocol to protect the guys. You know, because I'm sure that for them it must have been traumatizing, certain situations that happened. I don't see them being fearful, but I think that they know the you know, everything that happened changed their mentality about exposure and about what happens when you somehow think that, oh yeah, well, everything's okay, and yeah, they love us and they accept us. Probably there's certain parts of the fandom that they are not there accepting. They are not that loving and open. So this is why they're so careful about everything that they do. And they are so careful about what they show and what they don't show to the fans, because yeah, there's a lot of toxicity here. But with boundaries, probably, you know, their interactions will be limited, and they are protected, because probably they need it. They need it. Also, they need it in order for them to be at peace, you know, and not being persecuted, I would say. So poor members of Riize, you know. We often talk about Songhan and you know how unfortunate was what happened, but you know, I'm sure that Riize has a lot of weight on their shoulders as well. You know, yeah. Yes. So this is why they are so modest. You know, they are like, okay, yeah, we understand. We will moderate ourselves, okay, or our content will be moderate, or what we do, our interviews, everything will be, you know, under certain rules and regulations. Okay, we understand. Okay, let's see for the last one of today, for New Jeans. Let's see, 2026 for them. New Jeans for 2026. Okay. We start with the Ten of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Empress in the middle. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Death card. Very intense. And then we have from the Oracle the card of Joy. Joy. And it's so fitting because the Empress, do you see the Empress with the whole garden, the whole flowers? It's like 2026 is going to be a year of a lot of recovery, I would say. In the middle, we have the Empress. So this is their power. New Jeans, in spite of everything that happened, and what they're going through and what they're going to do in the near future, their image, their impact, what they had created in this short time is still going to be relevant in 2026. They still are going to be successful. And probably, I don't see much action. Probably they're going to take a bit of hiatus to evolve and change into a new era, but they still will make numbers. They still will keep, the money will turn in. Prosperity will be with them. This is something that no one can ruin. Not even a hiatus can ruin this. This status, this flourishing, this abundance, this beauty, this feminine energy, and also we have the card of joy. So, I think that they will try to also reconnect with joy and also understand that, when people see you like the Empress and people, expect, to see you grow or expect to see more of you, or they expect to see you like this, to see you shining, to see you evolving, I think that this is why they are coming back, because it's like, okay, guys, you had been struggling for a very long time. Honestly, they start, there was a lot of push and pulls, there was a lot of resistance. Obviously, they thought in their minds that they were going to get what they wanted. They really fought until the end. They push it until the end. But it's time to drop the ones, just drop the weight, just drop the fight, stop and advance, change, and this is something that, one of the few times that last year I read for them, I got this strong vibe. They got the Four of Pentacles, and I remember that there was something about, the girls, they are so stubborn, there's a lot of Taurus energy, a lot of Taurus, and I'm not talking about, Minji Jin or anything, the girls, the members, there's a lot of Taurus energy, and when we think about Taurus energy, we have the Empress in the middle, that more Venusian than this, there's not. But I think that the girls, they were stuck in their ways, and they were not going to give up. Even if they didn't have the resources nor the support, and people were like, what are they doing? Well, they weren't going to let it go. Now finally they're starting, they're like tired. They're like, okay, we put up the fight, we tried, but I guess, we have to advance. We have to acknowledge change that we didn't want. We didn't want this change. We wanted things to stay the same. This is also very Taurus energy. This is also very Taurus of them. Like, we didn't want the change, but we have to continue. And also, I think that it has to do, because not just for money and resources and work, but also because, probably a lot of people are asking for them to be active. They represent a lot of money. So, and people want to see them. They are like, guys, go back, stop fighting, like stop, when you are like somehow in this battle, when you are like opposing all of this, not only you are carrying like a very heavy weight that no one of their ages should be carrying that much of weight and responsibility and stress. But look at the posture of the nano ones. You're not even, because you're holding on so tight to this that you don't want to happen, you are not seeing the path ahead. You are not seeing the future. You are not seeing what's available. And they have so much potential. The Empress cannot be this. The Empress is not about pushing it. No. The Empress attracts soft power. You attract with beauty, with manners, with softness. You attract. You don't push. This is them. This is their energy. So they had to stop doing that. They had to stop resisting the change. Now go back to the scene and shine. I see a hiatus, because probably they want to change everything and they have to they have to restart everything. So 4 of Swords and the Death card, there's going to be a huge change for new genes. Probably 2026 is going to be like the transition. They could, release or just maybe sing the songs that people know, or release like a different version, but it's the same song or it's the same concept that is like being reused. But when it comes to new, I see that they need to have a hiatus. Probably the company is going to put them in a hiatus, and then they're going to come back with something new, something totally new, very new. I cannot be able to tell you if it's good new or bad new, but it's going to be very different, very different. But they will probably put them on hiatus. But yeah, I think that it's going to be a good year for them, because they, once you stop putting the fight and you sort of relax and you are letting go of control, you are able to see that there's joy in this that you are experiencing. And probably for them, it's the joy of being together. I think that 2026 is going to be the year of that. Like, stop focusing on the things that you don't want. Just see the possibilities, because people want to see them. People don't want to see the artists suffer like this. They want to see them active. So, they also have to reconnect with the joy of being an artist. Like, you shouldn't have been in that position at the beginning. Not an empress. Not an empress. They shouldn't have been put in that position. But they were. And it was really hard for them to get out of there, because, like I said, they're very stubborn people, very stubborn. But the Empress was available, the beauty, the Venusian, the attractiveness, everything is with them. It hasn't left them. The love of the people, it hasn't left them. They will continue to be productive, even if they're in hiatus. So that's also, something that they should be joyful about. It's like, appreciate the little things, the things that you do possess still. Because there's a huge transformation coming. So they have to get ready. Mm-hmm. But well, yeah, a hiatus, maybe rebranding, is going to take a while. It's going to take a while. It's going to take most of 2026, I guess. But the girls are going to be okay. It's like, no, they're going to be okay. It's not that they're going to suffer, so they're going to be okay. Nothing is going to happen to them. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about them. Mm. Yeah. Also, we know the history of the woman. We know her style of work. So it's not about the girls. It's more like her style of work. But you know, uh, yeah. For me, I like all the songs, but I had an issue a bit with like the song of Cookie. Cookie, was it? I was like, what is this? At first I was like, okay, I didn't even like, I didn't even pay attention to that because I didn't hear this whole song. But then I started like listening to and paying real attention to what he was saying. I was like, what is this? Next Wednesday, I'm going to continue. It's going to be part 2 of the groups. Yeah, I'm going to continue with the part 2. Yeah, because I do have a lot of groups. I do have a lot. And they take a lot of energy to read for the groups. Even though it's general, it feels like I'm reading for a lot of people. So it feels very, it wears me out. But yeah, Wednesday I'm going to continue. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, on Wednesday I'm going to continue. And then let's see how I end. If I end, then the next Sunday I should do soloist or artist in general. Oh, I did pull for K-pop as a whole. I was forgetting. Thank you. I was forgetting about the companies. Like I'm going to make the most of my data that I'm running today. Sorry, I was forgetting. Why didn't you tell me, Chacharlino? I was forgetting. I wrote it here, but I forgot. I wasn't looking. Yeah, 2026 for the K-pop scene is at the minute 35. It's like the intro. The minute 35. Okay. I have the big 4 here. Okay. For the big 4 companies, I'm going to pull 2 cards for SM, 2 cards for YG, 2 cards for JYP, and 2 cards for Hybe. Okay. Okay. SM, let's see. The one that runs SM, is he an earth sign? Very cold, very cold. Who is running SM nowadays? Who is the CEO of SM? King of Swords, Two of Swords. Like a lot of blah, 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 a lot of rules, like, probably a lot of like statements, ideas, press conference, I don't know, something like this, but behind a lot of doubts. It's giving me Libra energy. Sorry to the Libra people, but but it's giving me like you are saying a lot or you are promising a lot, but you are not delivering it. Or he is about to release something, a statement or something about the truth or about the law, like, oh, this is fair, this is unfair. And at the end, is going to confuse people. This man is confused. If this person is in power, like, I mean, I kind of understand his logic. Like, he seems like someone that is very straightforward, or maybe he's very intelligent for business. But when I think about him in the entertainment business, I think that he just drowns himself in ideas. He just doesn't know where to go. He's not good at executing the ideas. He's always in the middle. It's like even the way he says things is like you say one thing and you do another. So I don't believe you. These two are the current CEO, Jan Cho-hyuk and Tak Young-hum. Yeah, probably the two also symbolizes two people, like them not agreeing, or one says one thing and the other does another thing. Both Libra. I don't know. It could be another air sign, but there's a lot of like indecision, which is like for me. I'm like, it's so unfortunate because they do have the vision. They are very intelligent themselves, very intelligent people. It's just that they lack creation. They don't have the imagination, or they don't have, the willpower to execute something and being brave. When you execute something and you're like, I know this is groundbreaking, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to dare and do it. They don't have that. It's like everything is on paper. It's like you have these ideas and you talk about this, but at the end, you don't make up your mind and you don't execute the ideas very well. So it's like maybe they need to do a partnership with someone that knows more about the business or about the current waves or about what is. I don't think that it's about being visionary, because the King of Swords actually is very visionary, but I think that they get lost. They just like when I read for Nct127, there's this cloudy vision. And here we have these people blindfolded, so it's like they're always confused at what do we do? Where do we go? Either they are being restricted by other people, and they actually are not in a power position of making the final decisions, or they are always being pulled, under, like a lot of doubt. Like, we really don't agree on what you're saying, or we are not giving you the permission to do this because we don't buy it. So there's a lot of ambiguity. It's like at the end, it's like, yeah, what you promise, your words are really nice, but you don't execute them. So what is it? The fans are going to get pissed, again, the fans are going to get mad. The fans are going to get mad. Also, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of like, oh, this is right, this is what's right, this is the law, this is what is right, justice, justice. But no, you're not being just. You're just a puppet. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. One is a such and the other a cup. Yeah, they're not a great match. Mm. And also they are so disconnected from they are not so passionate about, the culture that they possess. Yeah. For YG, oh, YG, YG with his always YG, we have King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. So probably we will have, a very old-fashioned YG style, somehow adventuring into new grounds, new plans, new ideas, just like when I read for Treasure, that Treasure is also like, can we give you new ideas? Because this is very outdated, what you are giving us, we're tired. And I can see, people in YG Entertainment, even though they are very prideful, YG is very prideful. I'm not talking about YG, the man. I don't know if he's still in there, but YG, the company, they are very prideful and they are very stubborn about their achievements. They don't let go that easy. And also, yes, they are very materialistic. So they will keep investing and buying and spending money that they don't have probably. They are very materialistic. It's all about the bling bling, like I said. But at the same time, they could put a bit more of money on delivering new things, and giving the groups new comebacks, new content, new vision. They're open. They're open. They are also feeling they probably want to take over other markets. So they're like, yeah, we have to expand. Yeah, I know. Our future is out there. We have to go out there as well. So yeah. Yeah, it's just that they don't go. I don't know if they go, but I think that YG as a company, they don't want to adventure themselves that much because they're like, we've done really well, actually. Like we are very, I don't know about their finances, but they have a lot of pride when it comes to what they're known for or their recognition. It's more like a pose. It's more like, oh yeah, we represent, money and status. Maybe they don't have it physically, but they still dress with, these are the kind of people that they probably would wear the logos and, just very, just everything is about brands and brand deals and luxury brands and all those things and status and who you're friends with. It's all about that. More than music, I would say. But they are sort of willing 2026 to open their horizons and maybe, listen to a few of their, artists. I mean, like, okay, you guys, I guess you're right. We should adventure ourselves more. But yeah, good for them. Good for them. Super tacky people. Let's go with JYP. JYP, 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands. I think that JYP should invest more on taking care of their artists' mental health, honestly, especially the successful ones. There's something about JYP ignoring this, and it's going to come back in 2026. There's a lot of their artists that are suffering from anxiety, depression, a lot of worries, and they are the successful ones because they are the ones that bring the triumph. This could be the girl groups, this could be the boy groups, it could be a lot of people, but there's a lot of stress in those groups. Like mentally, they are not doing very well. It's just that they bring the success. So there's something about like, well, this is part of success, guys. You know, you worry sometimes. Or, yeah, I also had sleepless nights, you know, while I was trying to make it. Yeah, fame is not, you know, fame is not easy, but it's all, you know, a very useless speech. You have to start seeing the signs. You cannot ignore, you know, that this is taking a toll on some people's mental health. They are your employees. They are the ones that bring you the money, the recognition, so take care of them. Take good care of them. They have been showing signs. They have been showing you that they are not okay mentally. So if you want them to continue delivering the success, take care of them, because they are struggling mentally. Not all of them, but there are people that they are really suffering. So stop acting a fool, or stop, you know, worrying like, oh, what is our next move in our next market? And we want to achieve this and this. And yeah, because we're number one, or we are doing so well. Yeah, but take care of the people that are giving you the success, because some of them are not doing very well. So pay attention. Before it's too late, pay attention. Okay, Hybe. Hybe. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. A lot of people walking away from Hybe. Do people resign a lot on Hybe? Do they have like employees that they do resign a lot? Because I see them working, but at the end they give up. They're like, this is not worth it. This is also messing up my mental health. Like, not so much my mental health. I think that there's people that work in Hybe that they feel so unappreciated. And I'm seeing a Hybe, not just the group, but the employees inside. There's a lot of people like walking away, literally. And the ones that stay, they are not in there for the right reasons. They're in there because they don't have anywhere to go. And they are lazy, and they are like, okay, I guess I would stay. I mean, when it comes to the groups, maybe the groups that they have, it's just that, you know, there's something about Hybe that I think that in 2026, they have to learn that they have to walk slowly. The Knight of Pentacles is literally being consistent, but at your own pace. Stop rushing. There's certain they have to move on. You know, there's I don't know if Hybe has a certain purpose. There's something about them wanting to build something in a specific, or they want to achieve something in a specific. And they have been like spending all these years going crazy chasing this goal. And the goal always escaped them because it's not the right goal. What you want to achieve takes time. What you want to achieve, it's a slow process. Invest in the slow processes. Calm down. And also be consistent. You know, maybe they have this that, oh, if it doesn't work, we throw it away and then we start again. No, you have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated to the process. You have to be patient. They are not patient. They're not patient. And this is why some things that they create, they don't get the result or the impact that they are looking for. And the Eight of Cups is also about acceptance. This that you want to create or recreate is not going to happen. It seems like they want to duplicate something, or they want to do something all over again that is as successful. It's not going to happen. So you give it away, like give up, really, just give up. We understand you have an emotional attachment to this that you want to create, but it's not going to work. These are different times. There's different people. No. Keep making progress, because the progress, they can make it, but be consistent. And also let go of the expectation of wanting to create this, that you think that, no, if I don't have this, I don't have anything. No, respect also what you have when you have it. It's like probably they're chasing a ghost, or they're chasing, an idea, and they are not even, they are not being realistic. They are not looking at what they have, at what they possess. And this is something that probably a lot of companies, just like I always tell you about, sometimes when they read for SM, they don't even know the talent that they possess. And I think that for Hybe, there's something similar. They want to jump. They want to run before they learn how to walk. It's like you have to get your hands in the dirt first. You have to get, you have to work the land first if you want to achieve. Work the land. Be consistent. Be faithful. Don't rush. And let go of your Delulu ambitions, because it's not going to be that. At least not in 2026. Yeah. They're so blind, like the Two of Swords. They are so blind. They're like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, guys, I'm going to go because now I am super tired. But yes, thank you so much for being here, for the recommendations. And yes, on Wednesday, there's going to be a part 2 of this. So if you want to, keep living, if you haven't left the name of your group in the comment section, please go to the community post. The post is in there, so you can leave your recommendation. And if someone had mentioned your group already, you can leave a like. Instead of asking for the same, you can leave a like to the comment. So I know that because of the likes that it has, it's very popular or it's very wanted. But yeah. I know I have the list separated already. I have NCT Dream, I have Stray Kids, I have 80s, I have Kiss of Life, Espa. So I do have a lot of names already. But yeah, I will try to make it, because we do have a lot of groups. So yeah, probably this is going to take me a while, but I appreciate the recommendations already. This is just the start, but thank you so much for recommending. And yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.